All right, welcome into the first official episode of 5 Reasons to Drink. We had a pilot episode, but we effed it all up. So we decided that we would actually do an official episode the next week. I don't know. Jazz, sit the fuck down. What are you doing?
Not a
What are you
chance, man. I'm cooking, man.
You're cooking.
Yeah.
All right. All right, I want to introduce everyone.
You want me to wear a tuxedo next time? What the hell?
I want to introduce everybody who's here, at least the 3 seconds that Jazz is going to be here before he's booted. I'm Ethan Skolnick, the CEO and founder of whatever the hell our network is called, 5 Reasons Sports Network. There are no sports. So basically, we've decided.
Nice
to
shirt, by the way.
We decided to do 5 Reasons to Drink. You know how I got this shirt? Somebody ordered the wrong size, so they ordered a new one, Alfredo, and so they sent their other one to me. That's the first time I've actually had the shirt. Anyway, I'm Ethan. On my left, right, I'm not sure where that is. David Friedman, who was on the first episode. What are you wearing? What are you wearing?
False, Dwight. I'm going to talk about The Office tonight, so
No problem.
be prepared.
Are you at a rave or something? Like,
Yeah.
what is that?
Listen, we were talking about you took your wife or your fiance out to dinner tonight. I took my wife out to the club.
Yeah.
We're here for 30 minutes. After this 30 minutes is over,
Nice set decoration. I got to give it to you.
Yeah, that's pretty good. All right. Also, now seated, no longer cooking, Jazz Santana. How are you? What are you making?
I'm making camarones enchilado for the non-Hispanics. That's shrimp Creole today. We can't eat meat today, man. It's Good Friday, you know.
That's true. It's also
Wow.
sort of still Passover. This is still a Jewish program tonight. Now below me, I feel like we should talk to you the whole time as long as we can because your connection's gonna go bad again.
No, I got on UM Wi-Fi. Okay, it's Wang.
my gosh.
I got on Wi-Fi.
Wang, I'm sorry.
Okay, I got that
Oh.
UM Wi-Fi. You can see I'm like in this breezeway at UM right now.
She's got that private school Wi-Fi. That's not like
Yeah.
UF Wi-Fi. That's that
Using
private
it
school
wireless,
Wi-Fi.
baby. Let's go.
That's right. Well, they don't spend any money on facilities, but at least they have good Wi-Fi. And
I don't know. They just built new dorms that I don't get to live in, that are really nice. So.
Oh, that's true. Nobody's ever going to college again. We're all being quarantined. And now on the left of Kylie, in some sort of shrouded in darkness with Pat Mahomes behind you. That is
And Tiger
Alfredo.
Woods over here, I believe. Yeah.
Alfredo Arteaga. I've been in Alfredo's house. I was there when I was on the Lam. And that's probably a conversation we probably shouldn't have on this particular video. And then below me, on a scale of 1 to 10 right now, Alf, how drunk?
drunk enough that we can't hear
Yeah,
Again, he
you.
did
Turn your
it
mic
again.
on.
I tried. Yeah, my mic was muted. I
Oh,
said I'm
my
not that
God.
drunk. I was. I took a 3-hour nap.
This is what we do to the black entrants on the program. We pretend that they speak, but they don't actually. Alf, are you with us?
Can you hear me?
Okay, Alf.
I
still,
can hear him.
Alf, you can hear him. We're doing this thing again where I can't hear, but you
You
guys
can't.
can hear.
You just never can hear
It's
anybody.
just- all right, I can't hear Alf. All right, so
I hear
we'll
the
just.
hearing goes with age, you know.
Oh,
Wow.
thank you very much.
Ooh.
It's very sweet of you, Kylie. I'm 21 for the 36th time. Somebody says we can hear Alf and is tweeting from my account currently. I don't know what the hell that is. All right, here's what we're doing. If we can hear Alf, everybody is bringing a drink, and everybody's bringing a topic. Okay, I'm gonna go last on the topic tonight. Friedman's gonna have to start on this. My daughter's here with me this weekend, so I'm going light. Corona, of course. Not the hard
It's
stuff
on
tonight.
brand.
I finally got her. She'll be coming out here at some point, I'm sure. All right, Friedman, what you got?
Straight. You're still straight from the bottle, just not the hard stuff. That's all.
That's
So
right.
I'm going with the idea of, yes, you said sports. We're all addicted to sports. We haven't had sports. What have you guys been doing to keep yourselves busy? Me personally, I said I'm going to talk about The Office. My question is this. I guess your favorite show in general that isn't a sports show, but your favorite episode that has something to do with sports and something to do in general with, like I said, sports or drinking or something along those lines. So for me, it's The Office. There's the basketball episode where Stanley just cannot play basketball. He's the secret weapon, Alf 954. You're our secret weapon still. But you know what I'm talking about.
At the
So what
media
drink
game,
are you
I was
bringing today?
Stanley.
Because that was actually my question. What are you drinking?
Oh, your question. Stone Tangerine Express IPA. I drink weird shit because I don't really drink that much.
It's
My other
tangerine.
shit, I can't show you. Yeah, some Tangerine IPA Express. It's all right.
We'll get back to your topic in a second. Jazz, what are you drinking?
I am drinking. I don't know. I'm trying to pick between going bougie with the wine, or just going with some funky Buddha mixology.
Drink the Funky Buddha.
Yeah, that's good shit. Yeah, that's
Funky
good
Buddha.
shit.
All right.
That's good shit.
Alfredo. What the hell?
Alfredo, what are you drinking? I think I saw it already. Stella.
Yeah, well, no, it's Modelo, but being the good Catholic that I am, I grilled skirt steaks today,
Nice.
and I made fajitas, and since it's fajitas, I went with Modelo
Very nice.
with a little lime.
And now there's a cleaner going. I don't think that doesn't count as social distancing,
Special
Kylie.
effects.
Yeah, I don't know what that was. That was within 6 feet of you. Kylie, what are you drinking?
Sorry, I'm drinking Corona. I brought a whole bag. There's 4 in here in this bag.
There's-
Brown paper bag that I have my beers in. Longboarding over here with my brown paper bag of beers. Like, this is totally not sus. Like,
Did you just say sus? You said
yeah,
sus.
I'm young. Okay, I get to use those words.
Have any of the other 4 of you ever used the word sus in a sentence?
What does that mean?
What does that
Listen, I
even
recently made a TikTok. Okay, that's where I'm at in my life. So,
So am I the only other one who knows what sus means here?
it's
It's short for
suspicious.
suspect.
It means suspect, right? It's
Suspect,
suspect.
Yeah.
suspicious.
I mean,
Either
ow.
or.
Wow, I'm
It's
really
efficient.
fucking old.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
really
what
fucking
we've
late.
established
It-
tonight.
And I have a 16-year-old daughter, and she did not make me aware of this.
No, I'm sure she
I got
knows.
you.
Ask her if she
She
knows what
definitely
sus is.
knows.
My 5.5-year-old, if I woke her up right now, would know what sus is. Trust me, she would tell me. I called her sassy today, and she got very upset with me. Alf, I don't know if I can hear you. What are you drinking?
I'm actually drinking Sprite and vodka right now, and then I'm switching to Crown in a little bit. I'm trying to keep it light for the first half of the day.
The first half.
First half of the day.
Yeah, after 9. Well, oh my God, it's 9. I can go to Crown now. So I'm just gonna finish this, and then I'm going to Crown.
It
That's a
was
nice shirt, by
vodka
the way.
o'clock at like 3 p.m. So
I didn't hear a word Alf said. Do I just have selective hearing when it comes to Alf, or is it just it's always the person who's in that
You're
box?
sick of hearing me. That's
Kylie was in
why.
that box yesterday. All right, let's get to the topics today. David has brought a topic: favorite non-sports show that had a sports episode. My
I have a
favorite.
good one.
So we're
I'm
gonna go to
sorry.
you next. But my favorite one was the episode where Larry David in Curb Your Enthusiasm needs to get to the Dodger game. So he picks up a hooker on the freeway so he can get on the HOV lane. That's
Which is good thinking, you know.
to
It's-
be and then what's the owner loses the team in the divorce, right? So this is all very this hits close to home.
yeah.
Not the first part. All right, Jazz, you want to answer David's question?
I'm drawing a blank right now. I can go last if you want. I got to think of that.
All right,
I have a
Kylie,
good one.
Kylie, you're up before we lose you.
Okay, I really like this. You're not gonna lose me. Okay, stop trying to jinx it, Ethan.
I always lose
okay.
the woman.
Mhm.
I mean, that makes sense. Letterkenny. Have you guys heard of it? It's on Hulu. It's like Canadian Trailer Park Boys. And it's like heavily centered around, it's not centered around, but hockey's like a big part of it. And it's like very like word heavy show and a lot of drinking too. But there's this one hockey player they call Shorzy. You never see his face. And he has such quotes as, "I made your mom so wet, Trudeau had to deploy a 24-hour National Guard unit to stack sandbags around my bed. Your life's so sad, I get a charity tax break just for hanging out with you.
Good
You're
writing.
such a fucking loser. I ran a charity 15K just to raise awareness." And more.
Very good writing.
She
Yeah,
came
it's a great show.
prepared,
You guys should
man.
watch it.
That's not sus. I'll tell you that. That's not sus. Good work, Kylie.
We'll work on the slang. We'll work on the slang.
That's, I can't hear Alf, so forget him. Alfredo, what do you got?
Oh, mine is from the last
crazy
season
one.
of The Sopranos, and it was this is off the top of my head, but I believe it was episode 5 of the last season. It was called Chasing It. And if anybody's ever gambled on sports, you kind of identify with Tony Soprano in this episode because he recreates the biggest mess that he could ever recreate by betting football. And there's a special scene in that where he's in the Bing at the strip joint, the Bing, and somebody's jumping around because the Buffalo Bills just kicked a field goal to win a game. And he goes, "Oh, great. That fucking guy, what did he win? $50? While Tony Soprano had lost like 100,000 on the game." So it's a great episode. It's underrated. A lot of people hate that episode because it's just one track. It's just Tony losing money the entire episode. But if you've ever been there, you can identify.
Yeah, no doubt. I remember that one too. Actually, has everybody here seen The Sopranos? Kylie, have you seen The Sopranos?
No, that's before my time.
Oh, Jesus.
Jesus.
It's not before my time, and I have not seen it.
Alf, you've not seen The Sopranos?
No, I want to see it eventually, but I just never got into it.
I still can't.
I've also never seen The Wire, which
Oh my
I
God.
think-
I've never seen that either,
I-
but I've been meaning to.
I think
Oh,
I
I
lose
love
my
that
black
show.
card. I think I lose my
I
black card.
think the black guy that had coronavirus, the English guy, the British guy, who was I don't know what his name is.
Idris
What
Elba.
about
Idris
the
Elba.
Bam, that guy.
The one black guy who had coronavirus?
The black guy who had coronavirus.
Idris Elba.
Go Bear.
He's the
Okay.
hot black
Donovan
guy.
Mitchell.
Little known
Dude.
fact, our very own Simon Clancy has interviewed Idris Elba 3 times in his career. He makes
Really?
sure he makes sure to tell me every time because my wife has a crush on him.
I
Me
have
and
a
him are
crush on
like
him.
me and him are like
I would like
twins.
to be aware of this.
Yeah, Alf, you look a lot like him.
Yeah, I've heard that me and him are like twins.
Yeah,
So.
you see it.
Identical.
Wait.
All right,
I
I
wouldn't
gotta
go
make
that
my
far.
English face.
I'm not going to be
Hey,
able
bro.
to hear Alf, but what? Give me something. What you got?
My
Make it
favorite
translate.
sports episode is when they had the women's Olympic basketball team on Martin. Yeah, I brought up Martin because I'm the black
There,
guy.
you took mine. You took mine.
That was amazing.
That was awesome.
Lisa Leslie was on that episode. Air Gordon. Basically, they had Gina and Martin had a bet who would win a basketball game, the men or the women. And so Martin thought he was going to be playing Gina and Pam, but no, she brought out the women's Olympic team, and they still thought they could win, but they got ran. I mean, it was Cheryl Swoops, Lisa Leslie. They brought in a ringer called Air Gordon. He ended up being like 85 years old. It was hilarious. One of the best episodes.
Man, you took mine. Shit, now I got to think of another one.
And to this day, nobody knows what Tommy did for a living.
Yes, you ain't got no damn job, Tommy. It's like Ethan's like Tommy.
Which is the one that worked at the radio station? Was it Tom?
No, no. They never
Martin.
said what Tommy
Martin.
did for a
Martin.
living. Martin worked at the radio station.
Right.
Tommy
All
Tommy would dress really, really nice, had good cars, always sprung at the club, and then he would show up and nobody knew what he did for a living until finally, I think it was like one of the later seasons, Martin just turned to him and said, "What the hell do you do for a living, Tommy?"
No, that was a running joke
Well,
throughout
it's
the whole
like,
series.
Yeah.
It's like Everybody Loves Raymond, where the sports writer who never left the house. I never understood that. He was always in the fucking house.
I love how
here
you
I
never-
am flying like to Cleveland 8 nights of the year, and he's just sitting there with his mother-in-law in the house all the time. I'm
But
not
you know,
really sure.
and you rarely saw their kids. You didn't see their kids that much. Like, who has 3 kids that are not in? They are constantly in the picture. That's one thing about Everybody Loves Raymond. I never understood. Like, where were the kids? Like 80% of the time.
I just
You
wanna
think about it.
point
Your
out
kids
that
are
I
at
have seen Everybody
school. I
Loves
mean, it
Raymond.
happens.
all right, let's
With the
all right,
old
let's
people.
all right. You're sus. We're going to the next
I
topic.
have a
here.
mouse too.
That's a mouse. That's right. We're gonna get you an 8-track. Jazz, you're up next. I'm gonna check out for a second and come back in, so that maybe I can hear Alf when I come back in. So it's gonna be chaos while I leave. By the way, everybody's got to take a drink since we finished the topic. So drink.
I gotta
Cheers.
go with the wine.
It's probably better off that he can't hear you, man.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa, look at the backwash on Ethan.
On Ethan, it just spilled all over my pants. All right, go ahead. I'm not wearing cargo shorts.
There it is.
Jazz,
Sure you didn't pregame this?
He's sober.
That's right. Jazz, you're up.
All right, so this is one that's kind of been driving me crazy. I even asked my fiance about this one, man. Is it safe to have sex during the coronavirus quarantine? That's my topic.
Ooh.
Not if your wife has the coronavirus.
Wait, anyone you're quarantined with, as long as it's legal, you can have sex with.
I mean, unless you're trying to draw some immunity also, so you might as well just get it also.
Well, I'm quarantined with my 16-year-old in the same household, so I can't relate.
Yeah.
I mean, your wife is there though.
Yeah, but
So
the
you can have sex.
16-year-old is like 20 20 feet away. It's kind of hard.
Oh, well.
It's a little bit easier with my 9-month-old in the other room where I can just close the door and not worry about that. Yeah. Me personally, I don't give a shit because what's the difference? You're sitting at home with the other person anyways.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here
Yeah,
watching
but you're
TV with her.
both
I'm going to catch it just as likely.
Individually quarantined.
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
like, see, that Kylie makes a good point. Like, is there booty calls? Like, what I talked about this on Light Skin Opinions. Like, what are your parameters for like quarantine booze? Like,
a
do you
glory
have to
hole.
know? Like, did you say glory hole? I mean, my thing is, I want to know how long you've been quarantined, like who you've been around. I need
Yeah.
Well,
your
you
temp-
I'll tell you when to
I
go
feel
on
like
it.
maybe that's okay.
I need
I
your
hope.
temperature.
Can I see your driver's license, please?
I need your complete medical history. Like, I need the whole thing.
And I
Oh,
need to see all your
I can
tweets.
hear Alf. I can
Yeah,
hear
wait.
Alf.
You have your immunity
Unfortunately.
card? You have your immunity card with you already?
No,
or-
okay, wait. Can I say something that so many guys that I know or have like previously been on a date with or whatever have hit me up and been like, we should really hang out, quarantine and chill. And I'm like, I don't know where you've been, sir. I haven't spoken to you in months.
Those are a bunch
Why
of
do you-
creeps, Kylie.
They all come out, right? They all come out at
You,
this time.
Kylie, you call them all sir?
Quarantine and chill.
Wait. How old are these people?
Don't
Yeah,
even-
they range in age.
Okay, so I had a nurse that wanted to come over, and I'm like, I'm sorry, like my mom's a nurse, I respect the profession, but
Yeah, but that's the
son.
best of both worlds, Alf. Like,
Nah,
wow.
son, no.
That's the one you had to
Yeah.
get with.
That's true, man. If you catch it, you got someone to treat you right there. You're
My
good.
mom's a
she's-
nurse. I don't need to catch
She's
the
got the
Rona.
cyber
She's bringing it to
communication.
you though, Alfredo. Like that's not. I mean,
Yeah, I'm good.
yeah,
Nah,
that's all right.
Terrible idea.
you've been inhaling Rona all day long. Like, get the fuck out my house.
Who's got laid off? Who's been home?
I went to Sedano's today, and I look like a bank robber. It's pretty pathetic.
Well, do
I
any
was
of you?
wearing I was wearing gloves, sunglasses, a hat, and
But-
a mask over my face.
I saw
Dude.
someone with a snorkel. At Target.
That guy's original.
You see the guy
What
with
is that
the
That's
doing?
actually
for you.
counterintuitive because if you have a snorkel on, you're breathing in the air from the outside, right? So that doesn't work.
a drop.
It doesn't
That guy's an
right?
idiot. Is who that guy is.
Yeah.
Straight up an idiot.
This guy's pretty funny. Quarantine with them for 2 weeks, so you're good to go. But how about it? I mean, if it's a booty call, Alf, you don't want to be with them for 2 weeks. You're
No.
screwed.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
like that.
Unless they pay rent. Unless they pay half the rent. You know,
There you
2
go.
weeks. 4
There
At
weeks.
are
least
no
that was rent for that
There are
month.
no booty calls right now. Like there has to be constant communication for 2 weeks. I need to know where you've been, where you're going, like how are you protecting yourself in public? Do you have a mask? Like if you don't have a mask, I'm not fucking with you. Like do you wear gloves?
You can wear a
Fucking
bandana.
with the
You can wear a
basement.
bandana or a t-shirt across your face.
Like do you have sanitizer at your house? Like what are you? Like this is like no, we gotta get this shit
You're gonna sell the
together.
condom with the sanitizer already on it.
Home.
Have you guys
That's a good
gone to
one.
any? Have you guys gone to anybody else? I've only been to one house since this started. I mean, as Alf knows, I've had someone come here, but I've only been to one house since it started, and that's the guy that I train with occasionally. And he has like when I come in his front door, he has like a whole sanitizer setup, man. Like I feel. I feel dirty when I'm coming into his place. It's like he's like before I even walk, he's like, no, stop. He's like a Brazilian guy. He's like, stop. He's like, make sure. And he's like handing me all this stuff to like rub all over me to make sure that I'm clean. It's,
And then he sets you on
Crazy
fire.
ass busy.
I'm this sounds like a really weird sexual situation.
I know. I was gonna say.
It could be his thing, you know. Everybody has their own thing.
Nobody
gave
in,
me-
nobody out. That's what I'm going with.
He gave me
What kind of
baby
workout are
oil.
you doing?
He gave me baby oil.
Felt super dirty.
I don't get it.
So, do any of you guys have? Here's the other thing. Before we get to the next topic, do any of you guys have allergies? Because you talk about being profiled.
Oh my god. Can I
Terrible.
just tell you how terrible this is for me?
Terrible.
Because I have terrible allergies and I'm Asian. Do you know how
Jesus.
just
You're
straight racism?
Yeah.
And like my nose is just running and I'm sneezing
Trump's
all
gonna
over
tweet
the
about
place.
you. Trump's gonna tweet about you.
Honestly,
Kylie.
he's
gonna
gonna
think it's
try to
crimes,
deport me. He's
unfortunately.
gonna try to deport me, and I'm from here.
Yeah, that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
That's gonna happen anyway to all of
Yeah,
us.
she's screwed.
But yeah, it's the worst though. Like I went to Publix the other day, and I always have a cough in March and April. Like there's nothing I can do about it. Like that.
You
And,
see?
yeah.
Get the fuck away from me, Ethan, man.
Well, no wonder when I go to my trainers, he rubs me with baby oil and everything else.
Yeah. coughing him.
That's not why. It's not why he's rubbing you with baby oil. We can talk about this offline, but there's some things going on that you need to know about.
Reasons to drink after the drink.
Where were we on this? Have we finished this topic? Can we drink again, or did I need to
talking about?
spill all over myself?
What was the topic?
Excuse to drink.
Having sex during the quarantine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. I don't know.
All right, time to drink. That's what Alejandro's telling us. I've got the backwash.
Smoot said something earlier that sounded smart, but I didn't want to acknowledge it because he won't join us.
No, Smoot is a behind the camera person. We had this on when the Ballscast first came back. Smoot was supposed to be a regular participant. And I think that lasted for 7 minutes, something along those lines, and that's it. He was done. He just wants to be behind the scenes. Alfredo, you got a topic for us?
Yeah, I was thinking about this the other day. I tweeted about it. I tweeted about the 2012 Masters and Bubba Watson, his hook shot in overtime. I considered it one of the boldest moves in the history of sports. What is the one move in game? It could be in game or it could be a general manager move. The boldest move you can remember in the history of sports.
Ooh, that's a good
Can I
one.
start? I have one.
If you like, for the people that don't know, let me give the background. Bubba Watson, a guy who had never won a major before, has the Masters in his hands. All he has to do is to extend it to another playoff hole. All he has to do is just flop onto the fairway, get up and down, make his par, and move on to the next hole. But he decides to try this hook shot, which is a 10% shot. It just never happens. It actually worked out, and he won the Masters on it.
I remember that shot. Yeah.
I was 13.
Seattle, Pete Carroll throwing the ball at the 1-yard line.
Oh.
Well, that one went the other way.
Yeah. I mean, he was
So
balls.
they had to end positively.
Yeah, it's got to actually work. The only one I can think of, this is not in sports history, but the only one I can think of from this year with the Heat, I keep thinking about that shot that Tyler Hero took this year, that 3 in transition.
I thought about that.
Right, when they didn't need a 3. I cannot remember
The balls on that kid.
That's true. Smoot is correct, by the way. But I cannot remember any player ever doing it. Can you remember just a kill shot like that? Like in that type of situation, like for a 19-year-old also?
No, not for a kid his age. I mean,
Right?
Timmy used to do some stuff like that where, just pull up out of nowhere in transition.
Oh, that's a good one from Millennial Marlin. The onside kick after halftime here. That was here, right? That was the Sean
Saints.
Payton. The Sean
Yeah.
Payton, right? The Sean
Yeah.
Payton onside kick totally changed that game. That's a good
Super
one.
Bowl.
I have one after the 05
I was gonna say that, low
playoffs.
rider.
Riley making those trades.
Yeah, I hate it.
Because I thought Ethan, you wrote the column, but I was sitting in my living room thinking that those trades were terrible. Like I was like, why are we bringing in all these bums? Those bums got us a title as far as it being a Heat fan.
I'm like a Posey and
Posey, Antoine, Gary Payton.
Mhm.
I mean, the Antoine one, I was like, what the hell? Why are we bringing in this guy? Like, I hated him on the Celtics. So, like, that was bold as shit because they were a Dwayne Wade injury away from winning a title because I think they would have beat the Spurs that year.
Yeah.
So, to blow that team up was kind of wild. So, to me, that's one of the boldest moves I can ever remember.
We just got a good one that came in on the comments. It's not bold so much, but it just brings up a story for me that we can tell. Jason Kidd spilling his drink on the court. Remember that? To stop it. But that's not the craziest thing that happened with Jason Kidd. Jason Kidd was on the foul line, and his ex, the one he got in trouble for. You know this story, right? went back to the locker room. Went back to the locker room to retrieve his phone, his extra phone, from the locker room, and while he was on the free throw line, was chanting out the phone numbers that she found in the phone. So, I don't know why that's.
I'll give you a couple. We just finished watching Game 6 and 7 of the 2013 NBA Finals, and these were bold moves in reverse. I didn't remember it at the time. I do remember that Tim Duncan was not on the floor when Bosch grabbed the rebound.
Mm-hmm.
But did anybody find it especially strange how Pop made every wrong move down the stretch in
He
Game
also
6
cheated.
and 7?
He also cheated.
Yes,
at the
in
end,
that game.
I asked him about it, and he went down my throat basically. And
you caused the NBA to release a memo the next day that had the Spurs won the game.
Yes,
there was a very distinct possibility.
There was a protest. There was going to be a protest.
That there will be a protest, and they will replay overtime.
Yeah, no, well, and some Heat officials, all of whom are still there, had the protest ready, but Pop had an illegal substitution, and the very next day I asked him at the press conference, did he realize or did he do that on purpose? And he chewed me out, and then about an hour later there was a statement from the league about it. Yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah.
I thought of the boldest move in South Florida sports history. It's a Marlin move. Jack McKeon starting Josh Beckett on 2 days rest to win the World Series in New York. To me, that's... I mean, is there anything, Jazz? You're a Hurricanes guy. Is there? I mean, certainly not Randy Shannon or Al Golden. Jimmy had to have done something, right?
It's funny. I was going to say something funny, but which was letting Kirby Freeman play the whole game against NC State and going 1 for 14 with what was it? Oh, 3 interceptions. Yeah, that was pretty bold.
But wait a second. Well, actually, wouldn't it be Schnellenberger? Wouldn't it be going for the 2 against Nebraska? Bernie Kosar?
Yeah.
It was actually in reverse. Tom Osborne went for 2 to try to win the game instead of
You're right.
Had he tied, the votes, as it turns out, the votes would have come out, and it would have been a co-national champion. It would have been Nebraska and Miami that year.
That's right.
So Tom Osborne was bold in that he went for it. He went for the win.
All right, I have it's an anecdote. It's not actually a bold move, but it's what could have been. So I was at a Dolphins game once. This is actually a good question to ask. Like, what's the funniest thing you've ever heard any Dolphins fan or any sports fan like yell at a stadium? So I'm at a Dolphins game. We're playing the Pats in Miami, and it's 4th and 25. Pats have the ball, and obviously Belichick is going to kick. But some Dolphins fan behind me goes, "Go for it, Belichick! You're a genius!" 4th and 25, and I thought that was awesome. I was like, do it!
Well, Kylie, he did that once. Remember the game against the Colts? Remember that? He went for it in his own 32-yard line or something shit like that.
And that was born out of a guy that he has in his coaching staff, which his name escapes me, but it's he's a really analytical driven guy, and he told Belichick to go for it in that instance.
Apparently, if you go for it on 4th down every time, you're more likely to make touchdowns.
That is true.
Statistically,
that's true. I think we could throw Tony Sperano in here too, right? I mean, the Wildcat was pretty damn bold.
Yes.
Going up to New England in that.
How about Jimmy Butler when he was on the Minnesota, just like going off on his teammates?
Bold, where he took the 3rd stringers and beat him in practice. And
he was like, "Y'all can't win without me." Well, he was just going off, just trashing the team. And then they kind of had to trade him, whatever. I don't know.
Who I'm trying to think if there's been anything else with the Heat that's been bold over the years.
Everything the Heat.
Mashburn passing to Weatherspoon was pretty bold.
That was
Tyler
the opposite.
Johnson contracts.
That was the opposite of bold, Alfredo. That was not bold. that was not bold.
Everything Kendrick Nunn does.
This is a pretty good one. Do we actually believe this happened? Because I was there in Dallas with all this. Do we believe that Pat Riley really only packed 1 suit?
Of course. He would have bought a new one.
Yes.
He just would have had somebody else bring it to him. That's it.
Yes. Yeah, I think Pat Riley is one of these people, and I'm a Pat Riley file, okay, guilty as charged. But I think he's one of these people that believes his own bullshit, so he would have packed only
That's who I want running my franchise.
one
Someone who
suit
believes in themselves.
and had they lost, I'm pretty sure somebody in the Heat's front office would have gotten a phone call and said, "Hey, somebody fly up a suit for me."
Right.
Yeah, those motherfuckers could have bought another suit. It's not even that.
Yeah.
They have suit places in Dallas.
Do they?
I'm not sure. All right, Kylie, you're up. What's your topic? Oh, drink.
Oh,
first.
okay, hold
drink.
on. Oh yeah, drink. Okay.
All right.
What are you going to do if Major League Sports are going to be canceled for the next season? Now, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to continue drinking and playing video games 24 hours a day.
Is this a network question or is this a life question? because obviously I have to change the name to Five
Ethan,
Faces
what the
Sports.
fuck are you gonna do, man?
All of the
Question, we
above.
already know
The
the
network is your
answer.
life, Ethan.
Well,
The network is your
we
life.
at-
More drinking shows.
We at 3 Yards Per Carry will do a 68-part series on Tua Tagovailoa,
Yo, get
leading
House
up to the
on that
2021 season.
Member of the Cincinnati Bengals, Tua
Oh my
Tagovailoa. I mean, from my perspective, I mean, obviously we'll have to do something different with this network. I don't think we're headed towards that. I think there's going to be games later this
So
year. I
let's
just
talk
don't think
life,
it's
though.
gonna be
Talk
fancy.
life. Talk life. Tell me, like, what are you going to do with your time? You've got a daughter. What are you going to do with her? How are you going to entertain her?
Well, I've entertained her. We have these contests. She beat me 4-0 today. We play like board games all day long. She actually asked me because I put NBA TV on for a second, and they had some random Dallas Golden State game on from 4 years ago. She's like, "Daddy, you told me they're not playing basketball anymore." And I said, "Well, they're not. It's on." I don't know. I mean, to be honest with you, I don't really miss watching sports.
It's
that
weird,
much.
right?
Right? I mean,
It's
I don't,
weird. Like I've gotten used to it after the first week of the shock of
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I don't.
We
I
have
don't-
kids. I don't know.
I don't miss it that much.
I
have
just
more
play
ti-
video games. Sports enough.
Yeah, I mean, I have more time. I mean, you know, well, now at least I'm getting charged less by my divorce attorney because he asked me Heat and Dolphin questions, and when he asked me, I think he bills me for those too. Nolman, if you're watching, he asked me who the Dolphins are going to draft, and I check my invoice, and it's $85. I'm like, wait, I'm giving you the information here. This should be going this direction. So I think that's the only problem. Alf, I mean, I'll probably make more bad decisions with women. Alf, same with you, most likely. Yeah.
Which Alf? Oh, well, if
You.
you're talking about bad decisions with women, you must be talking to me.
It's pretty much us. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're the only two that are available to make such bad decisions. Yeah, bad decisions with women. I'll
That's
probably
pretty much it.
do more light skinned opinions episodes because we don't need sports.
I'll probably block more MAGA supporters, right?
Yeah,
Of,
I mean, I'm just going to continue drinking. Like
Prefer
this
the
is just
vibe.
Yeah.
my alcoholism has gotten. This has not been good for that at all. Like I keep
yeah.
trying to wait for 2:30 is like my time. Like okay, I can start drinking. It's 2:30, right?
I wake up at
And-
2:30, so just right
Okay.
into vodka clock.
I'm working
Fuck
from
you, man.
I'm working from home. Like so, you know.
Well, sucks
I'm
for
like
you. At least you're making money. Like,
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I don't know how much longer
really
this is.
spending all my money on beer.
I don't know how much longer this is gonna last. But
Yeah, but you
for
yeah,
right
but you-
now, it's pretty
but,
good.
But you push women's beauty products though. Like that's. I mean, if women are
Let
never
me get
going
a beer.
outside again, that's kind of a challenge.
Actually, listen, if you guys want a little a heads up, this is actually a really good time for my products because
Oh yeah.
you can't women who buy my products can't buy wigs and weaves right now, so they got to keep their regular natural hair straight. So guess who you got to come to, baby?
House calls, or are you checking them for the
That's
Rona?
tea.
Come on home. No,
That's
March-
very
my-
social distance of you.
No. I'm not selling it out of my trunk. I mean, my stuff's at Walmart,
Check in.
I
Walgreens.
dropped that at one point though.
My stuff is everywhere that's still open. So I'm doing just fine right now.
Kylie, can I ask a question to follow up on something you said? Because
Don't do
is it no? Come on. Is it something about? Because there seems to be something. Not that I know a lot of 20 to 25-year-old women, but there seems
Don't do
to be a consistent thing here about the waking up between 1 p.m. and 3 p.m. thing. What is this?
Okay, so let me tell you, I don't have a sleep schedule. That's it. Like, I don't have one. Sometimes I go to sleep, like last night, I went to sleep at 5 a.m. Okay? I woke up at 1.
Get it in when you
Okay.
can.
It was beer o'clock. I drank some beer. I've been up since 1 p.m.
Beer
Okay, but the night before that, I went to sleep at a very respectable 10 p.m., you know, and I slept right on through. But that was because the night before that, I stayed up all night. So,
What's
so
going
there's
on?
just
What's going on?
there's just no sleep schedule. So it's just I wake
the
up whenever I
yo-yo.
want. But I would prefer to wake up honestly later because then I can just skip coffee time, and just work right into vodka time.
I have a feeling you have the disco lights that David has in your place too. Yeah, that's what-
I don't.
yeah,
I'm a
little after hours
respectable
action.
young woman. Okay?
I feel like only David and I like paid attention to set decoration. You know,
I did this.
But I like Dave.
one-
I
I
like
have to
Dave.
know the
Dave
campus.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
Kitchen,
This
I don't
is
like my
the
book
fucking set.
Whoa,
Oh,
Ethan has the bookshelf look, which is really popular on ESPN these days.
Yeah, I saw
Keep
fake.
Like a
holding
cocktail
it,
sign.
too. Like,
Well,
I kind of hate it.
Alfredo, I don't have my house anymore, so I
Yeah, I've been there before.
Oh, look it out! Look it
I
out!
know, yeah.
Alpha's all right. Alpha's all right.
you've been there, but
Smooth was saying, Smooth
I
was
have
saying
some
Alf looks
longboard
like he's in
here.
a closet.
oh,
He's right.
time to drink. All right, time to drink.
Oh.
You look like you're trapped in a closet.
Oh,
is what
no.
you're saying.
There you
I
go.
think you're actually
There
right.
you go.
No, this is just like a little like cove in my apartment. That's where I do my podcast. So
I do my
I didn't feel
podcast
like-
in front of the window with the lights. I don't know if you noticed that.
You have a podcast?
Yo, even without the video, I do it with the lights on, and nobody listens. Fantasy on 5, baby.
Alf,
Al?
you're up. You got a topic?
I do have a topic, and it's funny because it's actually about the Dolphins, and I hate the Dolphins. I don't watch the Dolphins. I'm not a Dolphins fan. The worst time of my life was the 3 weeks on 790 with Ethan, where I had to talk about the Dolphins every day and make pretend I cared about their offensive line when I really didn't.
Those
give a
were the
shit.
worst 3 weeks of my life.
Or
too,
baby.
Alf.
You fucking-
It was so bad. Like I had to keep talking about Tunsil, and I didn't give a shit about any of it. But anyway,
Hey, don't let Chris Perkins hear this.
I used to argue with Chris Perkins about the Dolphins, knowing full well I couldn't give a shit about whatever but it was just fun to argue with Perk.
When Larry Tunsil got traded, the first guy I thought about was Chris Perkins.
Yeah, well, they were talking.
Also,
Yes.
he's always wrong.
Very tough.
I love Perk. He's always wrong about everything, so it was really fun to argue with him. My question
Yeah,
is,
we were there at Ethan's house when you got into it with Perk.
Yeah,
And you kicked off a discussion that had Ethan asking people if they wanted to talk about abortion.
It was a better topic. Actually, that wasn't my house. That was
This is the barbecue?
yeah. That
Yes.
that was the trailer I was living in between
But
Airbnbs. Go
do
ahead.
you remember Perk's take?
Good times.
Perk's take was Perk was on Hassan Whiteside's side. Like
Yes,
he
he
was talking
was.
about how great Hassan was. So once again, Chris Perkins has terrible takes. I love him to death as a person, a human being, but his sports takes are terrible.
What's
But
your
anyway,
topic?
the Dolphins and Tua. Why is the conversation about trade? This I need you guys to explain this to me because I don't follow it very closely. Half the conversation is about Tua is not a top 10 pick, and the other half of the conversation is about should the Dolphins trade up to get Tua? Like, which the fuck is it? Like,
Because they've created smoke, Alf. That's why. Because
that's what I need guys to
because
explain to me. I don't understand.
they've used the same reporter that they've used for 27 years to create smoke. Because every
Who,
day,
MAGA?
yeah, because every day,
Armaga Salguero?
yeah, because every day he has the Dolphins doing
Shouldn't
something
be that
different. So he's
I'm trying to figure out. Wait,
I
who's
work
Amanda?
there.
Yeah, and the way it works is pretty simply like this. Detroit is listening to all of this, and they're deducing, 2 + 2 might equal 4. So we think they want Tua. So we hold the pick. So let's hold them for ransom. Let's hold the pick for ransom, and let's get something out of Miami so they could get their guy. And I think
Right.
that's probably going to happen on draft day. The
Yeah.
Dolphins will
Say-
part with one asset somewhere to move up to number 3 and take their guy, Tua Tagovailoa.
Do
I really don't
it.
think that anybody knows, like, actually can know how someone is going to translate from college to the pros. So if they get Herbert, if they get Love, they get Tua, fuck if they get Burrow. Like, okay,
but
Kylie,
they got to
No,
do
you
something.
think-
Kylie, they got to
Kylie
do
out here
something
preaching
bold.
because
They got to do something bold. Okay, this is what pisses me off about them and Dolphin fans. They're acting like these assets are like precious gems that you can't give up, dude.
They're
Pat
acting
Riley-
like Danny Ainge, and we
Right.
saw what that got him.
Pat Riley doesn't give a shit about all that other shit. It's just what you have is just a means to an end. All right. So if the Dolphins end up making 10 picks instead of 14 picks, who cares if you get your quarterback? That's all that should matter right now.
Okay, but
I don't
you
know if I trust.
But how do you
him to be
know?
bold.
How do you know if he's going to be? I would rather the Dolphins build an incredible team around, and then place that quarterback inside that team. You know what I'm saying? And if he doesn't work out, fuck it, Trevor Lawrence next year. Let's go. Like,
But they did that
She's
for
only
years,
been
though,
alive
Kylie.
for 21 years, man. She doesn't get it. Like, we've been going
oh,
through
I don't
way
get
longer.
it. I'm sorry.
But the reality is, like, how long back
Yourself.
have we
It's not my fault
gone?
you're old as fuck, okay?
Ma'am.
Wow.
The
The mind goes with age, David.
It's
The
my
mind
mom's
goes
fault,
with
to be honest.
age.
Excuse me,
Fuck.
sir.
But man,
Uh-huh.
we've gone through the struggle since Marino, getting into all that nonsense, right?
I haven't
But
gone
at
through
the end
the
of the day, no,
I didn't even get to see
no,
Marino, bitch.
No,
Fuck. Like,
no, you have not struggled.
they're like,
No.
You
Like-
didn't walk with Ricky Williams 5 miles in the snow, Kylie. Until you've walked in those shoes. for
There and back.
230 yards.
Dan Libertard did.
Yeah, he did. That's true. Different kind of snow, right? But yes, David,
I used to live by Mark Duper.
that's also a different kind of snow.
I was once. Since he brought up Mark Duper, I got to tell the story. I was once at Hooligans on Miami Lakes Drive at 2:25 in the morning with Mark Duper standing right next to me with two blondes, smoking cigarettes, drinking beer, shooting pool. The next day, he caught 9 passes for 150 yards against the Falcons.
Right, nice. That's like me on
Definitely had
5 on
some
the
perico
floor.
in him, right? Definitely had that in him.
But most athletes perform better wasted or after being up all night. Like people used to give me like spy reports on Big Three Heat guys. Let's just put it that way. And so Kylie's browser just died, by the way. How is she the only one who can't work technology? She's 21.
Because he hasn't experienced the fucking trauma of being a Dolphins fan for 30 plus years.
Maybe if she
God damn it.
got
What does
up
it have to do
before
with
2:30.
technology, David?
Everything.
Technology.
Everything.
There's nothing
Now that
to
you
do
bring
with
up spy reports, for whatever reason, I always tell the story to everybody who wants to listen. Drew Gooden never played here, but for some reason,
Drew Gooden.
I saw Drew Gooden at
Yeah,
least
always.
6 times at Tootsie.
Yeah. No,
Are we going to reveal athletes that we've seen out doing?
no, we're not doing that. But,
Yo, can we send him a text? Add him to the stream.
But my point on that is not what we're going to reveal shit. My point is that every time I got a spy report about somebody, that guy would have his best game the next day. Like for all the talk that we heard about South Beach flu and all, they'd be like, you should be reporting that certain guy who wears number 3 was out till 5 a.m. last night. I'm like, he just scored 43 with 11 assists. What am I reporting?
Go out
You know?
again.
And why is it your fucking business? Like,
Well,
what
that's
is,
the thing.
sports fans are just so fucking stupid with shit like that. Like, it's not your business, bro. Like, you do everything. Like, I used to stay up till 5 a.m. I used to be, when I was managing a restaurant, I used to stay out till 5 a.m. I used to literally go home, wash my uniform. I would put my uniform in the washer, sleep for like 30 minutes, 35, 45 minutes, wake up, put it in the dryer, sleep for another 30 minutes, get up, put it on, and go back to work. And then every morning, my breakfast was 2 Red Bulls and a Slim Jim. Like, honestly,
Slim Jims.
Was
it
it
was some of the
teriyaki?
best. It was just regular Slim Jim. I
eat
think
that
it was before
shit.
this was earlier before they even made the flavors. Like it was before they made Tabasco Slim Jim. So like, and that was some of the best work I ever did in my life. I mean, I was a monster back then. Nowadays, like, yeah, now I can't handle it. You know, I drink all day and I just call out sick for work.
While he works at home.
While you work at home
I shouldn't talk.
with your dog.
Where is she?
Where are we with this? This topic on the
What are we
Dolphins.
talking about?
Doing the Dolphins, right?
Yeah,
Oh, two, yeah. The person left. Yeah.
go in,
Alfredo,
Jazz.
Alfredo, are you giving up a pick to move up, or are you moving up to that 3rd slot to get him?
Well, I'm committed. You know, my podcast kicked off T-shirts, so
Yeah.
yeah, I'm kind of biased. You know,
Yeah,
but
I'm
I really do believe that he is the best quarterback prospect this year, and the Dolphins need a quarterback. So
Actually,
sometimes 2 + 2 always equals 4, and in this case, it equals Tua Tagovailoa. Now, I will say this. I will not be mad if they somehow give up not a lot and get up to Burrow, but I think that's completely unrealistic and kind of arrogant, really. I think Simon said it best on our podcast when he said that, who are the Dolphins to just assume that they're just going to flash picks in front of the Bengals' face and they're going to give up the guy who's, literally came up right across the the river. You know, he's made to be a Bengal. He's gonna be a Bengal. End of story. So next best thing, and in my opinion, the best thing is gonna be Tua, and hopefully they can get him at 5. But if not, I think they're gonna have to trade up to 3.
I mean, he's Russell Wilson.
I got you.
And that's the comp. That's the comp for me. Crown Royal going around.
Well, somebody asked me to spot them a handle because obviously they listen to Light Skin Opinions, where Chris Maddox had no idea what a handle of alcohol
Handle.
looked like. He thought it was something small that you could handle in your hand. I was like, no, motherfucker. It's so big, it's got a goddamn handle on it.
That's what she said.
So
Crown Royal by a spot here. Good work.
That's a handle. That's a handle. And,
This is like
does
the
Chris
fifth-
Maddox know what a 5th is?
No, he doesn't drink like that. He smokes.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Chris. Anyway, so this is like the 4th or 5th one I've been through since the
Nice.
since the quarantine. So tomorrow I got to go back out. Ethan, keep those advertising payments deposited.
Yeah. You know, I feel this is starting to get ridiculous because I feel like I'm contributing to this habit because I basically every time we get advertising money in, I start to go through feel like it, and I send a little to him and to Alex. But I know Alex is somewhat responsible or whatever, or he's sleeping, so he won't even recognize it. You, on the other hand, like I just ought to just pay the liquor store. Like just send it.
Buy
Might as well.
Get
Get me an account with Total Wine.
just send it to the liquor store. All right, we're gonna close with this, and then we're gonna drink. I know Easter is coming up on Sunday, but it's still technically Passover.
Listen, I gotta say something. I was
Go
supposed
ahead.
to get married yesterday. Tomorrow, actually. Tomorrow's my actual.
Oh shit, man!
and it got canceled.
You
So
dodged
you
the
get to
bullet.
drink one for me. It got canceled.
I love you, Robert.
Yeah, but that's like actually good news. So like, we're supposed to celebrate this, or
We're gonna celebrate, Jazz.
No. My fiance's
Congratulations.
around, so we're not celebrating
you.
shit yet.
Jazz, I have this attorney. He's in Miami. His name's Stephen Nullman. If you want to reach out.
Oh, that fucking guy. Jesus.
I don't sign off on this. I love you. I will be married to you forever.
To what, the beer?
Boo.
She's in the other room, man.
To your apricot drink?
No,
or
I
whatever
love
it
her
is?
anyways. My apricot is what she said.
Whatever it is you're drinking.
No, I don't have any silly name for. I don't even want to get into.
My birthday is Sunday. This is gonna fucking suck.
That's
Yo, we're partying, bro.
no party. All right, so it's so congratulations. Jazz just disappeared. I don't know where he went. I think
He's going to get married.
I think his fiance.
His wife cut off his fiance
His
cut off
dick.
the Wi-Fi.
All right,
Oh
so
yeah, that.
all right,
Oh
so
shit, his dick. Jesus. 5 Reasons After Dark.
that comes next year. All right, let's go. It's still Passover technically. I have some matzah in the other room.
Shalom.
So shalom. We're gonna finish
think.
this off. We're gonna finish this off with asking. You don't Passover. You're supposed to ask the 4 questions. So Friedman.
I'm
come on.
Jewish and I don't even know what you're talking about. I swear to God.
You're supposed to. I'm
I
reformed.
mean, I swear to Moses.
You're supposed to ask the 4 questions. So why is this night different from all other nights? Okay.
Because I have a fucking disco ball going in the middle of my living room by myself under quarantine. It's different.
So I'll ask this question to the 3 of you, and then we'll close. Alfredo, from a sports perspective, once things come back, why will this next season in South Florida sports be different from all other sports seasons?
Okay, for the Heat, it'll be truncated. So they'll either roll bingo and beat somebody in a 3-game series that they probably shouldn't beat in a 3-game series and get farther than they should. And as far as the Dolphins, I think they're going to have an actually pretty good team, relatively. Not championship good, but playoff good because they added another playoff team. So that's why it should be different. I think all the teams are going to be playoff bound, let's say, for this.
Ethan
This coming
jinxed me. Ethan jinxed me. That asshole.
Every-
You ruined it.
Yo, throw in with the rest of them, man. They all think you're a fucking asshole.
You're so
I know. What is this? This ends up happening to me all the time. Like we have to close the show with a woman screaming at me.
It's
But
so
she came back right at the
wrong.
end, man.
My whole Chrome browser was just like, peace out. Like,
It thought you were
it
sus.
just shut down. Like, I fucking downloaded Mozilla Firefox. I was like, go. I have
Alright.
Firefox downloaded on my computer right now because of you guys.
Oh my! Is that I don't know? Is there something wrong with that? I think I have Internet Explorer on mine. How
Yeah,
old
I
does
was
that
like
make
on
you?
Internet Explorer and it was like, this browser doesn't support StreamYard, so I had to
I
download
still
Firefox.
use Internet
Then
Explorer.
Chrome started
Yo, it's
working again.
Microsoft Edge.
Now I'm
I
on
do
Chrome
too.
again.
Oh, it's Microsoft Edge now, but yeah, I
Ethan, I'm
still.
holding you personally fucking responsible.
You're not the only one.
How does a browser go down? I've never even heard of that happening.
I don't
It
know.
was like,
That's-
do you want to report this problem to Google?
That's-
Yeah, the
Alf,
only problem
Alf,
with
that's
Mozilla Firefox is that it does keep certain things in your cache that you have to delete manually. Just a tip.
Pornhub.
Wrong Chrome.
Pornhub?
Jeremy
Started working
Cache.
again.
What?
Now, I'm not saying what it is, but you do have to get into the cache and delete it manually. It doesn't work with just one button. Clear history, that doesn't work.
I just
Alfredo.
want to say in our text group that Smoot said I was a national treasure that needs to be
Just a
protected
tip.
at
Just
all
a tip,
costs.
you know?
And
I'm
I
helping
agree
people
with
out.
that statement. Okay?
There's another
It's
text
really
I'm not part
hard.
of, or
Okay?
what is
It's
this?
really fucking hard.
What happened with Smoot?
I don't know what Smoot's doing.
Smoot said in our little group chat that I was a national treasure that must be protected at all costs. And I just have to agree.
This
it's
is
a
a
running gag.
this is a
It's gonna
good
be
point.
a thing in all of our shows. I'm just gonna bounce out, bounce back in.
Smoot told me that my mic looks like a phallic symbol.
I was going to make that joke, but I refrained out of respect for the lady.
He called
Yeah,
it R2
Thank
Dick
you.
2.
I got that Yeti at home. I got it here too, man.
I have a Yeti at home, but can't use it.
We should all sat here with our phalluses.
I'm uncomfortable. I'm just
Yeah,
kidding.
that here. Oh yeah. Yeah.
I need a brown one.
I love you,
Oh,
Adrian.
I was trying to install fucking Mozilla Firefox, and I'm kind of
Hey,
faded right now. So I was
David,
just
just keep saying that. In the end, it's not going to matter.
If I
right?
say it enough.
Just
It's all
keep saying it.
sus.
In the end, it's not going to matter. All right. What was my other question? How would these sports teams be different from mine? You know what? Forget it. Last call. We're turning it over to Kylie. The rest of us are shutting up. I'm going to let the woman speak, and as long as it's not necessarily aggressive towards me, go ahead. Go
Well,
ahead.
I mean, I
It's all
asked the
you.
question, but I have a list. Okay, wait. Oh, here's a good thing. Okay, we're all gonna react. Alejandro, put all 5 of us on the screen. Okay, we're gonna react. I'm gonna say a series
Jazz
of statements.
She's producing.
I'm gonna say
Directing.
a series of statements. Okay, and we're all.
She
gonna
just gave you a
react to them.
cue, Alejandro. You got to put all 5 of us
Alejandro,
on the
please.
screen.
All of us are.
There you go.
Thank you.
There you go.
Okay, all 5
I'm
of
ready.
us.
Let's go.
Okay. All right. First statement. Just react immediately. If you take more than 2 seconds, I'm gonna be mad. Okay. The Dolphins trade all 3 of their first round picks to draft Joe Burrow at number 1. Reaction now.
Okay.
Who gives a shit?
They went for it.
Alf, please.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, wait,
Dolphin
hold
fan.
on. Statement two. Chris
What is-
Godwin.
what
of
is
the
this,
Tampa-
by the way? What is
is
this?
what?
This is, go ahead. Continue.
She
This?
needs to moderate, is what this
I'm
is.
pretty, okay? I get to do whatever I want. Like, I'm pretty and young.
I've heard that shit before. All right, go ahead.
That's how I feel about
Okay.
myself.
Please, okay. Chris Godwin of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, formerly number 12, changes his mind and decides to keep number 12 from Tom Brady. Reactions now.
Fuck Brady.
Fuck Brady.
Yeah.
Did you see? Did you see what he did today? He's decided he's going to trademark
Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay,
Oh my god.
and then he put on Twitter. He
Tampa
It's
doesn't
like
know
LeBron
why
with Taco Tuesday.
he doesn't know why Drew Brees hasn't trademarked Drew Orleans.
Drew Orleans. That would make more sense. Oh my God.
Drew Orleans? I've never heard that before. Has anyone ever heard that before tonight?
That's okay though. Like,
No, we're
I
bringing
could
you
see
new
that.
stuff, David.
I'm
Okay,
old.
wait. I have a third one.
Mhm.
I should have more. This is the third one. Liquor stores are no longer considered essential services. Reaction go.
Can I
Bullshit.
still buy weed? Oh.
You
Are they really
guys, you guys traded off of
Bullshit.
each other.
Wait, are they
You
really not?
waited.
They are essential. Period.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I've bought
Nobody-
one with all the money I've sent Alf.
Yeah, you basically have. That Walgreens
They are
liquor
essential.
store.
What are you going to do with all the alcoholics just running rampant, spreading coronavirus and committing
Well, no.
crime because they can't get their fix of Crown Royal?
But legit,
Yeah, they're essential. Period.
legitimately, you cannot have alcoholics running to the emergency room right now because they can't get their fix. and fucking shaking and twitching and all kinds of shit.
That
Like, you
that
have
right
to,
there.
It's no, but literally, it's a medical thing. Like, you cannot
Called a
have
pavilion.
alcoholics
Alcoholic.
flooding the medical system because they can't get their fucking fix. Like, you just can't have it. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to the emergency room because I can't get my crown.
So is the liquor
I'm just-
store only meant for alcoholics? Is that how that's set up? I don't
No,
know.
but here's the thing. No, it's not. It's meant for everybody, but you have to keep them open for the alcoholics. No, legitimately. Like,
I
this is
just
a
wanted
legit
him to
thing.
say it, you know?
This is a legit thing. I'm not like
Yes.
the reason that liquor
not
stores are
lying.
considered essential is so you don't flood the medical system with people on with going through withdrawals from alcohol. Like, you cannot close liquor stores. Like, you have to make alcohol. First of all, we have the entire country hooked on alcohol and shit, and cigarettes and tobacco and all these kind of things that white people like you guys made legal. And
Fuck you, man. I'm only half white. Okay.
I didn't say you, Kylie. I'm talking about David and
You said
Ethan.
you guys. It was a very general statement.
I'm only white from the top up, man.
So we've decided what drugs are
I
okay.
love you, Adriana.
We've decided what
It's not gonna help, dude. I'm just
we
telling you.
decided what drugs are okay. And like, if you decide what drugs are okay, then you have to continue to feed people those drugs, because right now the healthcare system's overwhelmed.
Amen.
You can't have people going through fucking tobacco, nicotine, and alcohol withdrawals because you decided, hey, fuck it, liquor stores got to be closed.
Okay, but what about drug
Yeah.
dealers? Should drug dealers still be operating then?
Mine
Drug
better.
With the meth
I'm
heads?
sorry, I'm doing the Kylie shake on that. Sorry.
Drug dealers are
Yo,
essential
Ethan, we got something
employees.
going here, bro.
As long as they wear masks and
Don't
gloves,
say it out loud.
they should be allowed to.
So I wipe that bag down with a Clorox clean wipe as soon as I get it, and we're good to go.
Listen, the weed man is not operates outside the law anyway.
Yeah.
Shout out
He
to
doesn't wear
Tropical
a
Blanket.
mask.
I'm talking about like the crackheads, like the people who be tweaking if they don't get the drugs.
Why are you
Wow,
talking
we brought
about us?
we brought crackheads into this thing now.
Yeah, I'm talking about straight meth heads, crackheads, heroin addicts.
Listen,
Okay,
they
anyway, I had a
look
stroke in
at
this statement.
David scratching. David, are you okay?
I want some crack.
Are you-
It's turning into an episode of Chappelle Show.
Okay, wait, guys. Okay, fourth.
You're
Go
story.
crazy, Joe
I have two
Rogan.
more. Focus up.
More? Oh shit! Let's
Yeah,
go.
it's five. There's five reasons. Five.
Five
Steps.
reasons. Five. Well, it's gonna be four tonight because it's Passover. But anyway, go ahead.
She's
We'll
wrong
take
about
five.
It's fine. Okay, the Dolphins trade Josh Rosen to New England. Reactions.
Hallelujah.
Ooh, I didn't like any of those.
I mean, I defended him all last year, so
Me too.
I don't.
I
know.
still
f-
love
I f-
him. He
I
still holds
feel
a
a
special
little
place in
weird.
my heart.
Well, he likes the environment. How
He's
can you not
Jewish.
like someone who likes the environment?
I mean,
Yeah.
everybody. You know, that's actually not true because my old roommate like really didn't like Miami or doesn't like Miami, and I was like very personally offended by that.
People that don't like Miami, it's just something wrong with them. And
They
have no
hate
taste,
us 'cause
no
they
culture,
ain't
no
us.
taste.
yeah, like people who don't like South Florida are like they usually it's because they're like very self-conscious.
Well, she's
And
from
Or
a
they hate
farm.
brown people, which is the truth.
Oh,
She's
yeah,
from a
that's true.
farm in Ohio. I mean,
Yeah, so
colorblind.
usually it's those
Illinois,
people that are
whatever.
it's people that are racist. It's people that are self-conscious who don't like going out and being a 4 where in their hometown there were 8.
I mean, to be fair, she's neither of those
Holy
things.
shit.
Or she's a former beauty pageant queen, and she's not racist. She's very woke. But I just think that she's really lame. And that's why I would make
And lame people too. Lame people hate Miami.
Was there a
Yeah,
question?
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, was that? Wait, can I ask before we get to this? Can I ask a question about that word? That word drives me crazy because I know you're meaning
Lame?
it. No,
Woke.
not lame. No,
Woke.
woke. Because I know politically we're on the same side here, but like,
I used air quotes.
but woke is used for people who give a shit, and I don't understand why that is a bad thing. Like what all
Well,
of us
it's
like.
not.
No,
Woke
but
is
it
a
is
good thing,
perceived
right?
as a bad thing.
I think
So,
only by
he's woke.
conservatives. Like,
No, the problem is there's so many fake woke people out there that
True.
take the shit too goddamn far. That's the problem.
Yeah, and Alpha's right. And then they virtual signal, and then people don't like to be virtual signaled at.
Yes.
So therefore,
People like
they
the people that
use woke as a
won't like
pejorative.
that.
Alejandro's screaming last call on us. All right, go ahead. Last call. They're kicking us out of
He
the
wants to go to sleep.
Okay.
That's right.
What do we do for? What are we doing for last
Say it in
one?
Spanish, Alejandro. We'll listen. It'll be. It'll get
Nobody will know. It's Ethan's
Ethan won't like
daughter.
this.
I'll know.
I think me and the guys from Heat Beater might do another show after this because I want to keep drinking.
Kylie, you have one more, Kylie. You
Oh, I
have
do have one more.
I'll-
Okay.
Okay, what's up,
There you
man?
go.
All right, this is a good one.
The-
This is a good one. This is a
The
good one.
principal has come on to tell us to get the fuck off the stage. Go
Okay.
ahead. Continue.
Okay, I know that you guys have wives, girlfriends, fiancés. I don't know. All of you? Yes? No?
We do?
I have a divorce attorney.
Okay,
and
my battery's running low. Let's fucking go.
Oh
Their
my
girlfriend,
God.
fiance, wife tells you that she thinks the Celtics are better than the Heat this year. Go.
Fuck you. I love you. My bad.
Alright.
She's
Shut
I
up,
have to
right.
log
Star,
off soon
will
because
be
my battery's gonna
my
go.
response.
She's right, but the fact that she talks to me that way
Fuck
means
you,
that
Alf.
she's not.
Fuck you.
She's right. The Celtics are the only team.
I have a
in the-
bet with my ex-boyfriend that the Heat will have more wins than the Celtics this year, so I don't really know what's gonna happen if they like cancel the
Yeah,
season.
you lost that bet.
How are you?
Even
gonna-
if
I
they
have
play
that
out
same
the
bet with my
season, you
dealer.
lose that bet.
How am I what?
How are you collecting on that bet?
I think this one is a $20 dinner. I owe him something else that, no, it doesn't involve sex, assholes.
Holy shit!
We did.
Fuck you guys, okay?
That is
wasn't
sexist
even-
as
It's a
hell.
side feature.
I
She
wasn't
said that
even
before
thinking
we
that.
all reacted.
I wasn't even thinking that.
I read it. I read fast.
We're
My
quarantined.
battery's gonna
so how
die,
would-
and then fucking
All
everything's
right,
gonna
that's
die.
it. All right, all
Sorry.
right. One last drink, last call.
All right.
Everybody's going to sleep.
Let
I
me
need to
just
get
finish this
halfway
beer.
through this because I'm actually.
It's 10 o'clock on a Friday. What the fuck is happening?
I'll be
well,
with you guys.
quarantine.
Alex. Let me
Yo,
know.
Alf,
I
if you want to
just-
run another show, just let me know.
All right, Freeman, Kylie, who else is down? Alfredo, you down?
I need to take a break to use the bathroom because I've been drinking a lot of beer.
Go ahead.
As long as I'm allowed to join you guys, that's all.
I'm
She's
sending a new
gonna
link.
she's gonna sleep till 2:30 anyway.
I'm gonna fuck sleep, like
Fuck.
sleep when I'm dead, like.
All right, thanks
I
for
don't know how to do this, by the way. So
thanks
Intermission.
thanks for joining us. Enjoyed it. We'll be back next week, I think.
Yes.
We might as well do this every night, practically, right? I mean, we have nothing else to do.
I'm down.
Literally
check out
nothing.
5reasonsports.com. Also, we've got like 20 t-shirts. Smoot designed all of them. This is our biggest seller, the Tua
Smoot.
t-shirt. If you order this by Monday, I can guarantee you'll have it by the draft. Okay, so order it by Monday. They're a little backed up at Printful because everything's backed up right now. But from what I've been told, order it by Monday. You'll have it no later than
Holy
Thursday.
shit, Alex is
Okay.
here.
Hey!
Walk off, Alex.
Look at
This is
For those that don't know and those that are not privy to what's everything that goes on the Five on the Floor podcast, that guy over there put Dion Waiters on an all-time Heat team.
W. That's all I gotta
And
say.
he got the win too.
W.
This is just like the pod.
Sedano confirmed.
Alex shows up when it's over. All right, Alex.
I'm the winner.
Go to sleep. That's it. I got my daughter's gonna wake me up at 5 a.m. Good night.
Good
All right,
night.
guys.
All right, we're doing another one.
Great time.